Speaking of crimes already, I think this was this morning, right? Trump's big quote about burning the flag.
What is he fucking... Twitter fucking sucks.
He's back on Twitter, Donald Trump, and he just tweets out, nobody should be allowed to burn the American flag. If they do, there must be consequences. Perhaps loss of citizenship or year in jail.
What an ass.
This is like... By the way, Fidel Castro would say something like that and be able to twist it in a way... Because I'm sure when Fidel Castro talked about all the people that he killed, or the censorship, or not allowing media, or the internet, or not allowing people to leave his country... He would always say it's for the good of the country.
Yeah, it was patriotism.
Patriotism.
And it was,
It's for Cuba and La Revolucion.
The greater good.
Right, Mars?
Yes.
La Revolucion?
Yes.
The greater good.
And so Trump is taking that same philosophy, but applying it to America and saying, I like that he says perhaps, though. Like, he's just opening negotiations there. Perhaps if we burn the flag, you will lose your citizenship. Perhaps.
Why is he thinking of that, though?
I don't know.
Gives a fuck about that.
6:55 in the morning.
He just wakes up, he's eating a donut, because he likes something sweet when he wakes up.
Yeah, a little sugar gets me going.
Yeah, exactly. Just a
Mrs.
little
O
bit.
had munchkins.
He likes a donut on Tuesday. Wednesdays, it's sticky buns.
Yeah.
But it's always a little treat to start the day.
A little something.
And he's just sitting there, and he's probably reading the paper about the guy at OSU that wasn't shooting anybody. But and he's going, you know what? I know what the problem is. People are not patriotic enough. I bet this is the type of guy that would burn a flag. Why do people care if you burn the flag? Burn the flag. Who cares?
Well, that was a big thing for a long time. I mean, and the bottom line is, look, it's freedom of speech, even if it's a shitty thing to do.
The country, like, what makes America different is that we're supposed to be able to not like what's going on here, right? Like, I wouldn't burn an American flag at the moment, but if somebody wanted to, that's the whole point, that you're supposed to be able to. You don't have to agree with them. And Trump can sit there and be like, I think they're awful because they burned the American flag, but...
You're in jail?
That's their right. Instead, he wants to...
You don't even lose your citizenship for, like, murder.
No, I know. You want your fucking... I guess maybe he's thinking of immigrants? I don't know.
He says nobody. He didn't say immigrants shouldn't be allowed. He said nobody.
Lose your citizenship.
So that means I'm born in New Rochelle Hospital. If I burn the American flag, I can no longer be an American citizen.
Why does he still have Twitter? Can someone just take his password and change it?
They have to. One of his kids needs to do it.
He's fucking awful on Twitter.
One of his kids just needs to be like, hey, Dad, let me tweet something out for you. And just change the password once and for all and not tell him.
Every time he gets a little bit of momentum in a good way, this is what's going to happen for the next 4 years.
Yes.
He's going to fucking blow it on Twitter.
Just jump on Twitter. It's like we said yesterday. I'm fine with him saying unpopular things. I don't mind that.
I don't care about that.
I don't care about him, and I like that he went out and made a statement about Fidel Castro, about how awful he was, about how...
But his exclamation point was annoying.
But going on Twitter, the problem was, the full statement was fine. Going on Twitter over the weekend and just writing Fidel Castro is dead! Exclamation point. Like, what are you doing?
And he's going after CNN. Like, I get it, but it's petty.
Okay, this was actually sent out this morning at 3:34 a.m., which his defense of this is like, well, now you know who's going to answer the phone at 3:30. This guy, huh? 3:34 a.m. I thought that at CNN, and he's got to mention them so they know, hey, just so you know, so you don't miss this one, because CNN would miss one of the president-elect's tweets if you didn't mention them. I thought that at CNN would get better after they failed so badly in their support of Hillary Clinton. However, since election, they are worse! Exclamation. You already, like, you're finally in the position where everybody has to listen to you face to face, right? Like, he's already brought the people from CNN into his boardroom and browbeat them face to face. What possibly good does it do to jump on Twitter now? You're not looking to gain anybody's vote. Like,
it's petty.
What are you promoting?
It's
Nothing.
Petty. It's every interaction has a win and a loss. Every interaction has a winner and a loser. Yeah. And it's just fucking petty.
Yeah.
I don't know how, even people who are like hardcore Trump supporters, I was very vocal and supported a lot of the stuff he did.
Did you vote for him?
No, well, it's secret.
Why would it be a secret? Do you?
Votes are secret. We don't talk politics.
Oh, right. That's a good point.
But he's just tweeting at the media. It's like, what are you doing? Who are you, me? What the fuck's wrong with you?
Even you, at some point, you're like, I have a fucking radio show. I'm a public figure. I need to calm down a little bit.
We'll just talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I have an outlet. Like, Donald Trump has the greatest outlet of all. The Oval Office. He's about to, anyway. In a month, he's going to be able to sit in the Oval Office and be the president and have the greatest outlet there has ever been to communicate. You know what I mean? The fact that he still has to get on Twitter to make sure that what he has to say is heard. Let's see.
All of a sudden he cares about Cuba. Like,
this says, if Cuba is, this was yesterday morning, if Cuba is unwilling to make a better deal for the Cuban people, the Cuban American people, and the U.S. as a whole, I will terminate the deal.
Who gives a fuck what Cuba does for their...
Like, that's news for Cuba. That's something that you call up Cuba and be like, hey, let's make sure we're on the same page, otherwise I can't follow through with this. Cuba, if I'm Cuba, right, if I'm Raul Castro, and I find that out on Twitter, that Donald Trump is thinking about terminating the deal, I'm going, what the fuck is this guy's problem? He's got to tweet about it instead of just coming to me face to face?
I think they're all aware what an ass he is.
He's not breaking that stereotype with these tweets.
No, he's not, and he's like getting me annoyed.
He is?
Yeah, a lot.
All the tweets are...
Stop it.
It's a lot with the tweets.
Fucking terrible. He's terrible on fucking Twitter.
And it's literally, to me right now, I think he's done fine since he got elected. I think his public statements have been fine. I think his YouTube video was fine. We even said it on the air, and some people disagreed, but I thought him browbeating the media face-to-face was fine.
Yeah.
But this Twitter thing is like the worst thing that's ever happened.
I'm going to threaten to unfollow him.
No! Don't mention him when you do it. Hey, at Donald Trump, our president-elect shouldn't be tweeting things like this. Bad.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
Do you think he fires these off early in the morning? Because he wakes up super early.
Yeah, one of them was 3:30 in the morning.
Do you think he does this knowing that if his aides are awake or if people are around him, he won't be able to do it? So he's like, better do it now.
He knows to, yeah. He wakes up and he's like, okay. He goes to bed and his aides are like, no more tweeting. And he goes, okay, you're right. They talk to him and they go, Donald, everything has been okay so far. Even the statements have been okay. You've gotten your opinions out there. Everything's been okay. But we're not going to tweet anymore. You know why? And they'll play to his ego. Because we're going to look presidential. No other president does this. You're going to look very presidential. People are going to respect you. And he goes, you're right. Yep. No, you're right. You're right. Okay. Nope. I won't tweet. And then he wakes, and then middle of the night he wakes up. It's 3:30 and he's like, oh, these fucking Cubans. I know I said I wouldn't tweet, but I gotta let him know. And he grabs his phone every morning. He thinks he's not going to. He swears he's not going to.
It's just anger driven. That's all it is. He just thinks about it and how he's being slighted. What's worse than some ass who can only think about he's being slighted? That's what he is. He's just an ass who always thinks about how he's being slighted and how he's not being treated correctly.
He's an emotional guy.
Yeah, what are you doing?
He's very emotional.
I'm just drained with Donald Trump.
It is. It's too much.
It's draining.
It's too much. Especially because he went out how many times? And he goes, look, I am the most stable candidate there is. People talk about my temperament. I got a great temperament. Hillary, terrible temperament. Me? People are surprised. I have a great temperament.
This is going to be annoying for 4 years, though.
But he's not going to stop, I don't think.
No, of course he's not. He's 70. What was 68?
Yeah.
You can't change a guy that old.
He's just going to keep tweeting. He's going to have these meetings. And I'm sure he's going to have, like, if you saw the Elvis Nixon movie, Nixon had all these rules about the White House. You couldn't, if you're going to meet with Nixon, you have to wait until Nixon calls you in. You can't eat the M&Ms. They put down a Dr. Pepper. You can't drink it. Like, there was a protocol.
Why couldn't you get your own Dr. Pepper M&Ms?
No. There's one jar of M&Ms. Elvis broke the rules. But there was one jar of M&Ms on the table. Those are the president's M&Ms. He probably didn't want other people's fucking hands in his jar of M&Ms.
Didn't he offer to people, though?
I think he had the option of offering, but he didn't have to. Maybe sometimes he didn't want to.
I love M&Ms.
And then a Dr. Pepper. They bring out a Dr. Pepper in a glass bottle. And they put it down. And they say they're going to bring out a Dr. Pepper. And they're going to open the bottle. That's the president's Dr. Pepper. They put down the Dr. Pepper. First thing Elvis did was take a big drink out of it. And then to bring another one for Nixon. But yeah, he had a whole protocol. You would enjoy Dr. Pepper and M&M's?
Yeah, Dr. Pepper I'm not a huge fan of, but I wouldn't mind one now.
Dr. Pepper's the fucking best.
No, it's really not.
What's better than Dr. Pepper?
Diet Coke.
Ugh.
I don't like Dr. Pepper.
Diet Coke is better than Dr. Pepper?
Yeah.
You sound like an old woman.
I don't like sugary beverages.
I bet you don't. It's a little too sweet for me.
Yeah.
I like a good Diet Coke because you get a little sweetness, but it's refreshing.
Call me in a few years when you have fucking 6 toes. I look forward to you having 6 toes.
You think it's going to give me diabetes?
I hope so.
All these soft drinks of mine. And they're my weakness.
I just don't like them anymore. I used to love a good Coke, but a Coke just makes your mouth feel dry like you're drinking a sock.
I wish I could get
fucking awful.
I wish I could get to a place where I didn't like I just lost my taste for soft drinks. But I have to tell you, Jim Norton, I have not.
No, I know. I enjoy a good soft drink beverage.
Yeah, they're the best.
Yes, they are.
But yeah, but
this is gonna be a bad 4 years. It's gonna be an annoying 4 years because it's like it doesn't have to be this obnoxious.
No, especially when he's tweeting out like. He's going to be the president in a month and a half.
You don't have to tweet every petty grievance. Does not have to be aired on Twitter. It's a petty grievance.
The opinion of the president also carries more weight than the opinion of just a person. If the president, think about it this way. If Obama makes an announcement, hey, I've been thinking about revoking citizenship of any American that burns the flag. That's like huge national news.
That's a stupid thing to say.
It's a terribly stupid thing to say.
You can't just hate citizenship. He burned the flag. Let's put him in jail. Because the jails are overcrowded enough. All we're talking about is how they have to give time off, time served for people because the jails are overcrowded.
Well, tell me, what do you think about this?
Are we supposed to let somebody out? Let's let a rapist out because somebody burned a flag? We got to clear the cot?
He said,
dope.
He said perhaps. So, okay, let's open negotiation then. What if we decriminalize some of the drugs and super criminalize burning flags?
I think that's a great idea, other than the criminalizing burning flags thing.
Okay, that's
yeah.
So that's where we're split here.
It's so stupid. It's like the jails are crowded, and he's just tweeting this nonsense.
He wants to keep flag burners in there for a year or revoke their citizenship.
Do what with them?
We were talking the other day about how difficult it is for like somebody from another country to get in here. If your citizenship is revoked, you just have one citizenship, not dual. One
and then
citizenship.
Where do you send them? What if no one will take them?
Right.
They become nomads?
Maybe they get to stay just with a green card.
Yeah, I don't think you thought that one through.
Have you ever seen the airport movie with Tom Hanks? This is what will happen to them. We'll put them in our airports where they're just going back and forth from gate to gate, not quite sure where they belong.
Is that a good movie?
I don't think so. I didn't watch it.
Travis?
I didn't see that.
What's it called? The Terminal or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is he in the fucking airport?
He got to live in the airport because
it was based on a true story.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
He lost his passport from one place because he was escaping or something, and they wouldn't grant him citizenship in the other place. So he's just fucking chilling at the what's it called, royalty free or whatever it's called, where you don't have to pay tax. Duty free. Yeah.
Duty free.
He's just getting chocolates with no taxes on it, and that's what he does. That's what he spends his days and nights doing.
Oh, I should see that.
Yeah, it's based on a true story.
Okay.
Yeah. Reading periodicals. Getting duty-free chocolates.
Sounds like a good life.
Nah, but duty-free chocolates would get you fat.
Because
I love no, just 'cause there's a lot of them there. I don't pay taxes.
One of those Toblerone bars.
Oh my god,
Toblerones are great.
Toblerones fucking rule.
They do, right?
Yeah, they're buy 2, eat 1, and sit on the other.
There's a big outrage like 2 weeks ago because they're widening the gaps between
the triangles.
So it's less chocolate, and people are all pissed off.
Less Toblerone.
Yeah. I saw that.
Same size.
I saw that. It's the same size bar, but you're right. The ounces of chocolate are different because the space between each triangle of chocolate that you break off is larger.
That's kind of. What are they doing?
Well,
how much are you saving doing that?
They make a lot of Toblerones.
Frankie, I'm tired.
I was thinking that maybe these chocolate manufacturers, if they keep doing that, will take away their citizenship. That way, all the chocolate bars will stay the same.
Yeah, maybe if you want to burn a flag, just burn a bunch of Toblerones or Toblerones. What a dumb name for a chocolate.
Toblerone.
How do you say it?
Toblerone.
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 Right? Toblerone.
Did you see that photo, speaking of Trump, that Kellyanne Conway tweeted last night of them working at with the strategically placed, like, dozen USA hats?
No.
Oh, I didn't see that.
You didn't see those?
Trump is on the merch bandwagon, I tell you.
Go to media. Go up.
That's the other thing he's doing. He's tweeting out photos, and Kellyanne Conway, oh my God. No.
Ew.
So there's a photo of Donald Trump. He's sitting at his desk that we've all seen in Trump Tower. And his cluttered desk, by the way. He's such a messy guy.
Yeah, but look at that. Nothing in those two boxes.
That's right.
Inbox and the outbox.
That's right. You know why? Because the day is done and the business has been completed.
You think that's a purposeful thing? The inboxes are empty?
That was definitely set up. Right under the desk, there are two giant piles, each belonging in an in or an out box. But next to the empty in and out box is two of the brand new, not Make America Great Anymore, USA hats in red and in camo.
2 rows.
Oh, those are rows. I didn't even notice. Yeah, there's a white one. So you can get them in red, white, and camo.
Can you see, wait a minute, is that an extra piece of plexiglass? I guarantee you the Secret Service put in different windows.
Yeah, definitely.
But can you see that darker piece? Is that an extra piece of...
It looks like it is.
It's leaning up against the window, it looks like.
Where's it leaning? It looks to me like it's in there.
Probably from the floor.
It looks like they put an extra piece of plexiglass between the floor and the window, so you can't actually walk up to the window. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm sure it's bulletproofed like crazy.
That has to be. Yeah, they do that in the hotels and everything. I don't know if they take the glass out, if they just put something in front.
Right.
That's reflective, too. That's hard to see in.
Because you can see the outside, so the windows haven't been blacked out. Like, it's open.
No, but it's probably really hard to see in.
I'm sure it's tinted, but remember, like, when we were in Howard's studio, K-Rock, he brought the whole blinders down because he didn't want anybody to see in the window. Like, Trump's window is wide open.
I preferred it like that. I hate when David Lee Roth put a window in, when there was a window there.
Yeah.
I hated the window.
You didn't?
No, it should be an enclosed environment.
Yeah.
Peek out the window like fucking retarded people.
Just get distracted.
Just stare. Little birds. Fucking look out the window.
There's a lot of memes speculating what they were looking at.
Oh, I saw one that was really funny. I don't remember what it was, but it made me laugh.
How to be president of the United States.
Kellyanne Conway's like, see, I told you there's a website, and it tells you how to do everything.
What was the fucking one that I really laughed at? I can't remember what it was. Oh, for Pete's sake.
It really is amazing that they're trying to move these hats, though.
Yeah.
No president-elect has ever had merch. He's trying to move the USA hats because he saw how many Make America Great hats. I don't think, and I may be wrong, but, like, once you're not running for election anymore, like, the president can't just sell shit for a campaign that doesn't exist.
Where does the, who knows where does
the veterans. It's going to
maybe
the veterans.
Does. Maybe it goes somewhere. The money might go somewhere. I doubt he's keeping that money.
There was a story, one of the Celebrity Apprentice people was telling a story on some radio show or something where, they had to write a check for the charity or whatever, and Trump was asking that everybody that writes a check for a charity just write it out to the Trump Foundation, and then he'll disperse the money to the charities.
Wow.
Which is like super shady. But
or is that for tax reasons? That's weird.
Maybe it's weird. It's weird though that there was a middleman to get to the charities. Maybe so he can write them off himself. I don't know.
Yeah.
But if a president announced that, like, he was just, perhaps we should take away people's citizenships, and it's not on Twitter, that's like world news, because you're like, oh my God, they're actually thinking about doing this. With Trump, it's just a man with his phone, and it just occurs to him, and it hasn't sunk in yet that you're now representing the entire country.
It just makes you look stupid, and it makes the rest of us look stupid.
It really does.
And it's a big enough jump to have Trump as president. To stop saying asshole unnecessary. These are not politically incorrect things. I'm not offended by it.
No, the politically incorrect stuff is fine.
Stupid. It's a stupid, petty thought that I should have.
Right. Who's talking about people burning flags? What's he trying to, like, punish Colin Kaepernick or something? Who's talking about burning flags? What difference does it make?
It doesn't make any difference.
He went on this whole thing while he's running for president about making America great and making America safe and how things are bad, and he wants to change the infrastructure. The infrastructure is so important, and the roads are important.
This is all about that stabbing yesterday.
Yeah, I think so too.
That's all it is.
But the stabbing yesterday, so you remember at the end of the show yesterday, we talked about what we thought was a shooting, what was being reported as a shooting at Ohio State University.
Well, the gunshots they heard were probably the cops shooting it.
I agree with that, yeah. So, as it turns out, it's this guy, this Somali guy, and he mows his car into like 8 people, and then he jumps out of the car, he starts stabbing people.
He said Muslims weren't being treated fairly. Terribly unfairly. I agree. He's right. Good point.
Yeah, exactly.
Good point.
And then cops came and shot him.
Especially at college campuses. I mean, it's such unfair treatment of Muslims. He was right.
It really is, because they're not given the opportunity to be safe. Their voices aren't heard, Jim.
Then again, why are we taking just some mentally ill guy?
That's the point to me. Like, this isn't a bigger story than the guy. Like, there's no story here. The story's not about Muslims. The story's not about patriotism. The story's not even about terrorism. The fact that I've now, just like you predicted yesterday, seen that same fucking picture of this guy 150,000 times. Everywhere I go, you see that one picture of the guy kind of looking off.
Yeah.
And the big story all afternoon yesterday, they're like, oh, we're going to find the answers. We're looking at the guy's Facebook. Oh, cool. So let me know when the FBI is done looking at a guy's Facebook.
There's no answers to be found there. He's just mentally ill. And by the way, the Daily News is not even covering this. Like the New York Post has it on the front cover. Oh, no, they have it. The Daily News has it, but it's a couple of pages in. That's kind of where it belongs. A couple pages in.
He's a crazy person.
He didn't even kill anybody.
No.
Just an asshole.
He's one crazy person, and that's the beginning, middle, and end of the story. It has nothing to do with terrorism or Muslim or anything. And you could say
terror on campus.
It's not a terror on campus. It's a guy.
The worst. The Post is the worst.
Right. And whatever
cranky. I'm very cranky today. I didn't sleep well.
Good.
I feel myself getting heated.
You are? Did you go to bed late?
Yeah.
Well, it happens.
It does once in a while.
It happens. Did you have company or?
Yeah, but it wasn't that kind of company.
Just regular company?
Yeah.
So no wonder you're cranky.
Friendship. No, I just wanted to go to sleep.
Yeah.
I'm tuckered out.
I get it. I get it. Plus, you wake up and you got a guy wanting to take away citizenship for burning flags.
I was going to say a guy next to me. I was like, no, wrong call.
That wouldn't have made you cranky at all.
It certainly would have. A man in bed with me. Fucking man breath.
Yeah, not in the morning.
No. His man chest.
Yeah, that's not a sleepover thing.
No, it's not even a come-over thing.
Oh.
The guy's shoulders.
You don't like that?
No, I don't.
Little hair on the shoulders?
Oh. Repulsive.
A good masculine energy in the room. So, but it's one guy at Ohio State University who obviously did not acclimate well and is obviously a crazy person. They said he came from Somali, then his family went to Pakistan, then they came to the U.S. He did like a year in community college or something like that, maybe 2, and then went over and enrolled in Ohio State University. This was his first semester. He's either 18 or 20.
He probably just didn't know how to talk to girls.
Yeah.
He's from 2 really cool places. I mean, Somalia is nice, and so is Pakistan.
Yeah.
They're really fun places to hang out and meet chicks. And he probably came here and he saw all these girls, and he didn't know what to do, and he couldn't handle them, and he had no idea how to talk to them, and he just got frustrated and said, fuck it, I'm going to kill people. At least he's dead, though. That's the way they should all be handled. Just shoot him on the spot.
Right.
Dylan Roof should have just been killed on the spot.
Same with flag burners, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Take away his citizenship.
Right. Maybe we kill them, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm fine that he's dead because there's nothing to learn from, right? There's no takeaway from this.
No.
It's not like he's sitting there with Al Qaeda and ISIS operatives and on his Facebook page.
No, I'm not even interested in why he did it. He's a nut, and he got shot, and good. Fuck him.
Right. You really think he strategized this thing? You think he strategized and planned his attack? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drive my car into a bunch of people and then just run out flinging my knife around. No.
All you do is to fight that, have a book bag. Hit him with your fucking book bag.
And guess what? In college, people have book bags.
Everyone has a skateboard, a hoverboard. There's so many things you could swing at them.
A skateboard.
Yeah, people use skateboards.
What do you think's going on in college, kids?
That's right. People skateboard around and get around campus.
Good thing he didn't do it in the quad. I would have kicked my hacky sack into his face.
Yeah, there you go.
I would have thrown my ultimate frisbee at him.
People do skateboard at college.
That's right.
Yes, they do.
That's right. Good thing he didn't do it by the frat house. I would have thrown my keg at him and choked him with my toga.
No one believes that. Sorority. Your sorority.
That's right. That's right. It was that.
Were you in a fraternity?
No. Fuck no. Definitely not. I barely left my dorm room. I didn't do any. I did very little social stuff. Wasn't interested.
Well, did they want you in a fraternity?
No, I wasn't. I didn't get that envelope under my door.
Oh, would they give envelopes?
I don't know. I saw it in the Facebook movie. Eduardo got an envelope under his door, and then Mark Zuckerberg was like, oh, fuck, I didn't get an envelope, and then he invented Facebook. That, I believe...
Wow. That's right.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Travis. You're kind of a tech guy, but that is the path to Facebook?
Yeah.
Right.
Why didn't you do that?
He just didn't get...
Invent Facebook?
Yeah.
I started doing radio instead.
Tape and wrestling.
Yeah, taped wrestling.
So wait, that was why he was just pissed off, so he just decided to rate the girls?
Well, he didn't get it accepted to the fraternity that Eduardo did, and then some chick rejected him.
Okay. Now, is Eduardo in on Facebook?
He was, but then he fucked him. Zuckerberg and Justin Timberlake fucked him good. And he ended up having to leave, but he sued him.
And he got money?
He got money. They had to settle. He sued him at the same time as the Winklevi sued him.
And did he get money? They got money too, or no?
I think that they got a settlement too. I think everybody ended up getting a settlement because he just wanted to be done with it.
What happened? They had commissioned him to do something, right? Like,
yeah,
and
they wanted to do like a dating site that was exclusive to Harvard. So you could only be on the dating site if you had a Harvard email address. And when Facebook was originally launched, the whole reason that it was cool was because it was school by school. So at first it was just Harvard. And like I remember when it came to Syracuse, you would have to have a Syracuse.edu email address. And everybody's like, oh shit, cool. Facebook's in Syracuse. And then everybody in Syracuse signs up. And it went college by college.
Then how did it just go from edu to regular emails?
They were like, at some point, they were like, okay, we got all the colleges and everybody thinks this is the shit.
How many years was it before that happened?
Not that long.
No, it was
a couple years?
Yeah, a few years.
Maybe 2. Yeah, it wasn't long. But, point being, the Winklevoss twins were like, fuck you. We came up with putting the Harvard email addresses on there. That's your, and he was like, no. Facebook.
What was their idea though? That was why he was already in that project because it was their idea, right?
What was their idea was what
rating,
I just told you.
like the little connection to rate girls, or no?
No.
What was he doing for them? He was working on something for them.
just told you. He was doing they wanted to do a dating website that was exclusive to Harvard's email address. And that's where they said the fact that it was Harvard's email address exclusive is what, and then he used that principle to make Facebook. I've seen the movie a lot.
Yeah,
I know.
I've seen it. It was very good. I just don't remember that.
Oh yeah. Plus they didn't lose a lot. They hated losing. They were rowers.
Yeah.
You know?
They were rich anyway, weren't they?
They were gentlemen of Harvard. And that's why they didn't want to sue at first, because gentlemen of Harvard do not sue.
Really?
Then they sued, yeah. One of them wanted to sue, and the other one was like, we are gentlemen of Harvard.
Ew. Cornballs.
Yeah.
Gentlemen of Harvard.
He was like, why? It was them and the little Indian kid with him. And the little Indian kid and the one Winklevoss kid was like, we got to sue him. And the other Winklevoss was like, we're not suing him. And they were like, why not? And he goes, because we are gentlemen of Harvard.
What do gentlemen of Harvard do in business? They just get fucked?
I guess eventually they sue.
Yeah, they do.
At some point, you got to realize the gentleman of Harvard thing only takes you so far. They tried to rat him out to the school, whatever, the college version of a principal. That didn't get him very far.
They're big guys, too. They're handsome motherfuckers.
Well, yeah, they're big, handsome athletes. They thought that they would, and they won all their lives. And then this fucking dork who couldn't get laid really fucks them good.
He swipes their idea in their mind. But they got, I think they got like $60 million out of it.
But can I tell you something?
Can we check that?
They were a part of one of those secret invite-only fraternities that Eduardo got into.
Yeah, figures.
So guess what? Zuckerberg was on a warpath against anybody in secret frats that he couldn't get into.
Yeah, $65 million.
I've heard that Zuckerberg believes that if you are in a secret frat and don't invite him in, you should have your citizenship revoked.
Oh.